Hey everyone, I'm Erin and welcome to the Cardboard Republic. I have a December to be played video for you. First though, we're going to recap how we did with our November to be played list. Okay, November it was fine. It was an extremely busy month and we had a little snafu with our game of the month. So we're going to start there. Days of Ire was our November Indie Spotlight game, and normally this is the game that we absolutely play no matter what. We make sure we get it to the table. Unfortunately, Days of Ire ran into some shipping difficulties and we still don't have it. So we haven't been able to play that one, even though it was our game of the month, and can we just wipe that one? I feel like, yes, we didn't get to play it, but on the other hand, it wasn't really our fault on that one. So I'm going to say that does not count for or against us. Next up is Mare Nostrum. This is a game set during the ancient world, and you are playing a civilization that's expanding and trading and trying to take over everyone's territory. The cool thing about Mare Nostrum, though, is that you can do this without ever going into battle. And actually, I kind of did. I did pretty well in Mare Nostrum, and I never went to war. So I thought it was really fun that it was a 4X game that doesn't make you play super aggressively, that gives you a viable strategy to pursue, even if you don't want to start battles. That's how I tend to play these games. So it was fun to find one that catered to that a little bit more. And obviously, like I said, we did get to play it. Next up is Chicotle, the expansion to Cacao. This obviously adds chocolate to the game of Cacao, as well as a few other things to just add some complication. It seems really, really cool, and I'm excited to play it. But yeah, we did not have a chance to play it during November. Mostly this one was my fault. I was extremely busy in November, and this was one that I really wanted to play. So Ryan didn't have a chance to play it without me because I would have probably been a little mad. And I didn't have a chance to actually play it. So my bad. Hopefully soon. Papa Paolo was our next game, and unlike Chicotle, this was a game that caters to Ryan's favorite food, pizza. So we played this a few times, actually, and it was really fun. It's kind of a Euro, heavy-ish Euro game about building up a chain of pizza places and delivering pizzas all around the city. You have to really plan your actions, and there's a lot of thinking ahead and making sure your strategy, whatever it is very, very flexible. I loved this game. It was such a unique theme, and it was put on such a lovely set of mechanics. But most of all, it was just that blend of having a fun theme for a game that is a little bit heavier is just something I really take a lot of joy in. So Papa Paolo was super fun, and we will probably be reviewing that fairly soon. Next is Grand Austria Hotel. This is another game that I think is really, really fun, but it has some kind of weird player requirements. It can do up to 4, but you really never want to play with 4. It's not a fun game with 4 people. You really need to play it with 2 or 3, and we just didn't have any game nights that had only 2 or 3 players, or had so many players that we could split up into 2 groups. So this one didn't hit the table, but not because of any animosity on our part, just because the player sizes didn't work. Next up is Level 7 Invasion. This was our card pull game from November. We did get a chance to play this. Level 7 Invasion, though, was tricky because it requires 5 people, and it's very long. It's a 2 to 4 hour game. It's billed as a semi-co-op, but it was actually pretty easy. I didn't personally play it, but I know Ryan and a bunch of our friends did, and I heard the same thing from all of them. The game was much easier than they thought it would be, especially considering the theme. The theme of the game is that a really, really, really bad alien is coming to Earth. This alien is looking for the really bad alien from the first level 7 game. In order to defend the planet, players have to team up with that really bad alien from the first game to defeat the really, really, really bad alien from the new game, which is kind of an interesting concept. I'm intrigued by it, and I'm totally willing to play it. And Ryan's willing to play it again. It's just a matter of maybe increasing the difficulty a little bit to make sure it's like worth the time. I guess that sounds bad, but like, you spend so much time setting up and explaining and playing the game that you want it to be a challenge. So that's level 7 Invasion, and we will have a review from that out in the future at some point as soon as we have a chance to play it a couple more times. So that was November. Not counting Days of Ire, which was not our fault, we played 3 out of 5 games. So not too bad, actually, especially considering how busy this season is for us, and I'm sure for you too. I'm hoping that December is a little bit better, but honestly, I will be happy with staying like on par for December. So let's get to that now. First up is Karmaka. This is our December indie spotlight game, and thankfully we actually already have a copy. It's like right over there. I can see it now. So no shipping issues with this one. Everything's gonna be okay. In Karmaka, it's a card game. You are trying to work your way up through the different levels of reincarnation to become transcendent. And I love the whole concept of this game. It's so neat. In order to do that, you can give other players cards. If you give them a bad card, it takes points away from them or in some way makes it harder for them to win. But on their next round, they have that card in their hand and can now use it against you or another player. It's kind of the idea of karma. So I think this is super cool and I'm pumped to play it. I love the theme. Did I say that already? I love the theme. And we are going to be playing this one super, super soon. Next is Queen's Architect, and this one is all on me. You are competing for the privilege of building the Queen's Royal Palace, and to prove that you're worthy, you have to build a bunch of stuff all around the countryside. Now, to be honest, that's all I know about this game so far, even though it came out a while ago. But it has the word architect in the name, which means the game is probably about, building things. And I love games about building things. So I have a feeling I'm going to like it, but either way, we'll report back. I'll let you know. And also, I think it's an achievable thing knowing our friend group, and also kind of different from a lot of the games we've been playing lately, which are a little more combative. So yes. Next is Centauri Saga, and this is actually another one I'm really excited for because the theme, like Queen's Architect, just gets me. All right, so Centauri Saga is a 4X game that is cooperative that you can play in like an hour and a half. That's basically the opposite of every other 4X game I've ever played. So I want to see how this works. I have been really, really into co-op games lately, and I love sci-fi, exploration, stories, and so excited. So excited. This is gonna be a good month for me, personally, gaming-wise, at least. Pumped. Speaking of good times for me, gaming-wise, the Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle game is out, and we have a copy of it, and I think I should just stop recording this and like go play that game because that'd be super fun. But Ryan keeps telling me that I have to like stay here and finish this. So Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle game is... do you need more than that? I grew up on Harry Potter, so I am fully invested in that brand. I will show up at midnight and buy whatever you want me to. But this game is about battling for Hogwarts. You play one of the 4 main characters of the game. So obviously Harry, if you want to be that guy. Then there's Ron, Hermione, and Neville. I want to be Neville, even though I'll probably end up being Hermione. But anyway, that's like totally beside the point. The game looks super fun, and I just had the best idea of making all of my friends take one of those like BuzzFeed personality quizzes to find out which of the 4 Harry Potter characters they should be before I let them actually play the game. Okay. Ryan's telling me that apparently just saying it's Harry Potter over and over again is not like enough to describe the game to you. So the Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle game is a progressive deck builder. Within the larger box, there are a whole bunch of other little boxes, and each of those boxes contains a number of cards. Every time you play, or I guess whenever you want, you open up a new box, add it to your existing deck, and play whatever that existing deck is plus those new cards. That's basically telling the story of the next year in the lives of these students. So what's really, really neat about this is that as the game goes on, some of your starter cards get replaced with newer versions of them, which look more worn. They look older, like you've been using them for 5 or 6 or even 7 years. And I love games that have different takes on the legacy component, and this one kind of does. It's not a strict legacy game. You never tear anything up or permanently destroy anything. You could theoretically restart whenever you want, but it has an aspect of building on your previous games, building on the knowledge that you acquired early on in order to perform better this time. And to me, that's like something that's really, really cool about gaming in general. Now, this is the point where we always pick a game that we've played previously that we want to get to the table again. For us, this is a really good excuse to not just celebrate the new hotness, but to give some attention to games that we think deserve it. For this month, for December, I want to play Arboretum again. I've actually only played this once, maybe twice before, and at least the first time I played it totally wrong. But then it was out of print and we couldn't get our hands on it for a really long time. And we finally do have a copy. We got it at Gen Con. And I'm excited to try it again by like its actual rules. I've heard that games are better if you play them by their actual rules. I don't know. Okay, but Arboretum is why we're here. Arboretum is a game about building like a tree museum, basically. So you start off by placing a card that's numbered like 1 through, I don't know how high they go up, because like I said, last time I played it totally wrong. Either way, the ultimate point of the game is to lay down cards in a row that connect one type of tree to another type of tree. This is harder than it seems because you're constantly laying cards and taking cards from opponents and different things, and it's just tricky. And I wish I knew the rules better, but I guess talking this through out loud, it's really not surprising that I played it wrong last time. So let me report back next month on how Arboretum went and if I managed to actually play the game of Arboretum or if I invented another variant. Now it is time for our card pull game. I'm gonna shuffle this deck of cards, draw one randomly. Whatever game that is, we will play and review during the month of December. Or, I mean, more realistically, we will play during the month of December and then review in a panic during the first week of January, but it's fine. Give me a sec. Already messing up. Okay. Cutting the deck. Democracy. Okay. So what even is democracy? Lots of people don't know, but for the purposes of this show, democracy is a game about running your own political campaign. I swear to God, I did not pick this on purpose because I just want to be done with that. But no, okay, we're going to play democracy during December and I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to go back to bed. I'm going to show up because that's what democracy is. And I'm going to play the game and I'm going to make my voice heard, and then we'll review it, and we won't say anything bad, and we won't say anything snarky, and it'll be a good time. So that's democracy. What have we done? Okay. Okay. All right, so that is our December to be played list. Lots of interesting titles in there. Lots of things I'm excited to play. Lots of things I'm kind of maybe, I don't know if I should be dreading them. I'm unprepared for them. But we will see. We'll be fine, or at least probably okay. And we probably could be worse. And regardless, we'll be back in January to tell you how our month went and whether or not any of these games, cough, democracy, cough, cough, put me into a state of total shock and fear and tears. So until then, if you like what we are doing here, please go over to our Patreon and throw us some of your pocket change. We would really appreciate that, and it helps us keep all of this running. In the meantime, I already said that. Otherwise, you can go ahead and like and subscribe and leave a comment down below with everything that you are trying to play during December, because I'm going to need some distractions. So do that and I'll check it out, and we'd love to hear from you. And we will be back in about a month. Bye! I have a December to be played video coming for you right now. Super distracted. Next is Mare Nostrum. This is a game set during... when is it set? Now it is time for our card pull game. I'm going to look through this... No. I'm going to shuffle this stack of cards. We don't look through them. I just look through everything. I'm going to start this over because it's going to seem super rigged now.